Alrighty. Hello, everyone. My name is Rachel with Aging Advantage, and Aging Advantage is a nonprofit who helps seniors and disabled adults in the St. Louis area. And today we're doing a family caregiver chat, and I'm welcoming Sue Smith with Clare's House.
And Terry Economist,
And
who,
Terry, yes.
who is also our executive director. But
Yes.
I'm actually kicking off with the slideshow.
Yes.
Um, Claire's House, just to sum it up very briefly, is we are trying to help people with medical needs that have a dog, have no one to take their dog from them and care for them while they are undergoing their medical treatment. We take them in, we foster them, and then we return the dog back to the owner so that they don't have to surrender the dog to a shelter permanently. We also do some other side things, but I think we kind of started out as the short-term fostering. So that's more what I will focus on, but I'll touch on some of the other things as well. The first thing that you see right here is our logo. Um, and then if I can get it to move up, and it won't move up now all of a sudden. Hmm.
Do you mean to the next slide?
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Okay.
Are you moving me, Rachel?
No, I'm not.
Okay. It just took a while, I guess, then.
Okay.
Um, this gentleman in the picture is Uncle Norm, and I'll let Terry touch on him a little bit later on, since he is kind of the cornerstone of how we got started. Oops, sorry, I'm going backwards. Here's our mission. Basically, what I summed up. We're trying to help the human friend as much as the pet. So that the human has time to heal, yet doesn't have to surrender their dog permanently. We are currently only doing dogs at this time, although our executive director would love to see us have a cat house at some point down the future. So that may happen. We're not a shelter. We help both the people and the pups. Um, it's so rewarding to give the dogs back to the owners because originally they're giving their dog to someone they really don't know. We send pictures as much as we can to update the owner to let them know how their dog is doing, how their pet's doing. And then when we return the dogs to them, they are just so forever grateful. It's such a rewarding experience. You can't help but volunteer with this organization. Some of the things we do, temporary loving caregiving, is the foster program. We have both in-home fostering in some individual's home that we have vetted and cleared, as well as at our Claire's house that Terry will touch on a little bit more that we've recently acquired. We also have the Golden Leash Project, which is, say, for example, when the person that had undergone some surgery comes home, can still take care of their dog, but they're using a walker, so they can't walk their dog anymore, or for a short time. We do have some volunteers that have offered to go out to those folks' homes and actually just walk their dogs for them and return them to them. We also have Claire's House Cares funds, where we don't have a lot of money in there, but we do try and help with anyone that needs some financial help as far as maybe some medicines that they can't get or something like that, some smaller expenses. We obviously we can't tackle the surgeries and stuff like that and pay for them, but as much as we can help, we will try. Circle of Concern once a month. This is something that Terry actually started with Gateway Pet Guardian, and we actually go and purchase dog and cat food and supplies once a month from Gateway over in East St. Louis. And then we turn around and we donate it to Circle of Concern, which is a food pantry for those people that are kind of under the weather and can't afford to feed their family. And we figured if they can't feed their family, they probably are not able to feed their pets. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible for them as well. Help and hope in times of need. Some of the things we have done, there's a equivalent to Ronald McDonald House called Fisher House for the military when they have to go into the Fisher House and stay with their family, and then they undergo their hospitalization treatment or whatever. We have taken their dogs several times and actually cared for them until they've gone through their treatment. We actually even did a cat for a veteran one time who was undergoing treatment, and we found we were lucky enough, not through Claire's, well, not a Claire's House person, but through Claire's House, we found a volunteer that actually took the cat in for 9 or 10 months, I think it ended up being, and the veteran was just so appreciative of it. He couldn't say enough about it. So we kind of do a wide range, but basically that's what we focus on. We also do the Ronald McDonald House. Um, Terry, do you want to cover Fluffy, or do you want me to do it now?
No, I'll cover Fluffy.
Okay, I'll skip that then. We do currently have a capital campaign because we were able to get a house. I'll let Terry cover more of that as well. But the only way that we can do what we're doing, like very many other organizations, is through donations. We're 100% donation based. We don't charge anything for any of our services. Um, and we just try and raise money through fundraising opportunities as much as we can. So if you can find it in your heart to make a donation, we would be forever grateful. These are some of our volunteers. These gentlemen and ladies have gone through some training very recently there, and we love them to death. We couldn't do what we do now without their help. How can you help? Obviously, get the word out about us. Tell as many people as you think could use our services. Um, Obviously, volunteering, if you can give 3 hours a week, even, um, would be great to just be with the dogs or walk a dog or attend some of our fundraising or help with the capital campaign. Anything you could do to help with a volunteering, we would appreciate it. You can go to our website. I'll mention that now because we'll probably mention it a couple times, but our website is actually www.clares, CLARES, house, STL.org. So it's Clare's House, STL.org. You can go there, you can volunteer, you can sign up to be a volunteer, you can sign up to be a foster, you can sign up to help with fundraising or any of our other activities. And we would be forever grateful if you would consider doing something like that for us. That's just one of our little pups. And I think that's it. The only other thing I think I wanted to say, oops, let me make sure I'm at the end here. Yeah. Um, is that we are mainly concentrated in St. Louis County and Jefferson County. Not to say that we won't go other places, but we are limited by what our volunteers are able to do for us to help us get the dogs or take them to the vet or whatever needs to be done. But we concentrate on St. Louis County and Jefferson County individuals that need help. And that's it for me. Terry, you want to step up?
Absolutely. Thank you, Q. You've said everything that I wanted to say. So
Oh, I'm
thanks,
sorry.
Rachel. Just kidding. So the reason why we exist, it's such a very unique concept. It's really not, it's very unique. So it started with my mother, whose name is Claire, and we were at her funeral, and my Uncle Norm, who his partner, my Uncle Jack, had passed away years before because he was older. And Uncle Norm said to me, I want to get a pet, but I don't know who's going to take care of it if something happens to me. And it was such an eye opener. So at that moment, that's exactly when Claire's House was started, basically, is to help people that need someone with them in a time of need. So we focused on the medical hurdles, and we'll start to focus on other areas, but right now it's just the medical hurdles for individuals. So we believe in keeping the families together with their pets at home as long as we can. So that's why we actually purchased a home. Thank goodness to all the people that have been donating to us. We purchased it in Valley Park. It's in across the street from Bill's Automotive, if anybody knows what that is. But it is a house, and we can probably keep about 6 to 8 dogs at a time. And as Sue had said, we are going to try to focus on cats probably in about a year. We'll get a cat house going. So this was all started because it helps people that have that temporary of a hospitalization or rehab or illness, that they don't have to worry about their pet, that we're going to take care of it for them. And then since we're not a rescue or a shelter, we give the pet back. That's our goal, is to not keep that pet. It's to give it back to the family. And we believe that giving people a peace of mind and a time to heal when they need it most, that we're making sure that their loyal friends are safe and in a caring environment. We have a very large backyard that our dogs love to do zoomies in. So that's a very good thing, and lots of sofas and dog beds that they can hang out in the house. It's just like their own home. If they need, a week, if they need 2 months, we're going to be there for them. And as Sue had said, we are completely volunteer. We're completely donation driven. So everything that you guys can do for us, we can in turn do for other families. We do have the TLC, that's the Temporary Loving Care Giver Program. That's our version of fostering. And Sue had said something about Fluffy. Well, Fluffy was a Make-A-Wish pup, and it was given to a little boy who was battling cancer. And this little boy and his mom were at the Ronald McDonald House. Fluffy was not a service dog. Fluffy was about a year old. And because the mother was with the boy at the hospital, Fluffy was in a kennel in their room for many, many hours at a time. Well, he's a puppy. Fluffy liked to bark, and that became sort of a challenge to the other people that were at the house. So they reached out to Claire's house, and we found a foster for Fluffy, and they were with us. I think Fluffy was with us for about 3 months. And while the mother and the little brother stayed at the Ronald McDonald House, Fluffy found himself right at home. And when the little boy finally was able to go home and saw Fluffy again, the first thing he said was, "Fluffy, you've gained a lot of weight." So that says a little bit about how happy Fluffy was in his foster home. There was also a Princess, who was a Fisher House dog. If you love your animals, it has got to be extremely difficult to hand over your dog, your pup, your child to a complete stranger. So we want our families to feel welcomed with us, and they can come by and look at our facility so that they know exactly what their pup is going to be, what they're going to be dealing with day to day. We've had a couple situations, which is very unique. I've gotten a call, quick turnaround. This is why the house is so important to us. It was 2 separate times I got a call from Mercy West emergency room. 2 separate times the owner had brought their service dog to the emergency room with them, and they were going to be admitted. And that service dog isn't going to be admitted with them. So they found us on the website and contacted me 2 separate times. And I went to the emergency room and picked up Braxton and Sugar Pie, 2 different dogs. And we partnered with Petropolis at that time before we had the house, and we were able to get them into Petropolis so that they could play with other pets for just the short time that they were there. And that was probably about 3 to 5 days. We touched base about the Golden Leash Project and Claire's House Cares Fund. It's a huge thing for us to to work with the Circle of Concern, the food pantry. We've probably donated just over a year, maybe 13 to 14,000 pounds of food and cat litter to the Circle of Concern. And they are extremely thankful. Like Sue had said, these people are there at the pantry to feed themselves. And if you know how expensive dog food can be, or cat food or kitty litter, it's a fantastic feeling for us to be able to donate back to them. We do it once a month, and it's for the goods program that the Gateway Pet Guardians has over in East St. Louis. We pick up the cat and the dog food. They sell it to us for about 15 cents a pound, and we're able to take thousands of pounds over there and take care of their pets. Again, the most important thing for the house is the volunteers. Since we are just now opening, we need volunteers. So if you could go on to our website, www.clares, CLARES, house, STL.org, and look under the volunteer applications. Your job will be to come to the house and sit on a sofa and pet some puppies, and puppies or seniors or whatever dogs we have. We have 6 big dogs right now at the house, and they are just full of love. It's amazing how they can play together and eat together and sleep together and do all that stuff. So we do have St. Louis Give Day coming up. That is in May. We're hoping that you'll choose our charity to donate to. We also have Blessed Jewelers coming up in May. It will be a fundraiser. They're going to ring up at the Register. Bless is located off Manchester and Geyer, and the second one off Mason and Olive. It's a family-owned jewelry store. I think we have a lot of other things. We work with Pet Supply Plus out in St. Charles. We do once a month. We work with our partners, Stray Rescue, and they bring pups out there, and we promote our Clare's house, and we try to get the stray rescue pups also, and we've been very successful. What else, Q? Is there anything else that I need to focus on? No?
Nope, there were 2 things that I wanted to mention. At the house, we cover the dogs. They are never left alone for any length of time. There is someone there 24/7. We have a house resident manager that stays from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. And then the volunteers take over from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. during the day. The other thing I wanted to mention was, if you do go on our website, you can follow along and you can see all of our fundraisers that are coming up. And if you choose to participate with them, like Dine to Donates and things like that, every little bit helps. That was about it, Terry.
You know, we have a golf tournament. We're on our 7th annual, and it's at the Legends, which is a private course out in Eureka. It's October 13th. That is also on our website. We would love to have you come out, enjoy the course. It's a beautiful course, and support Clare's house. Thank you. Thank you for this.
Rachel, are you back on?
Yeah, I actually have a question for you guys. I have a patient who is in the experience of having a hard financial time, and his dog has diabetes. Do you think that would be something I could send him your guys' website?
Yeah, I mean, if he's got diabetes and he has certain medicines and things that we need to work with the pup on, we are able to do that. Our house manager is very bilingual on taking care of pets like that. So
Is he looking for some help with taking his dog, or financially?
I think he wants financially, because I think he wants to keep his dog. That's the goal. But he's struggling with paying for the diabetes medication for the dog.
oh yeah, send him our way.
Okay. I can't wait. This just like fell into my lap.
There you go. It's a God wink.
Yep.
Any other questions, Rachel? Or I see there's a Lila Shepley on, if she
Yeah.
has any questions.
Hi, it said to turn my video off. Do you want it on?
You can turn it on if you want, either way.
Then you know who you're talking to.
Okay.
Oh, Here I am. Here I am.
Oh,
There.
no, not you. Just kidding.
It's me. Anyway, we are, my fiance and I are big dog people. We've been very involved with support dogs, now duo dogs. Bob is actually there right now going through training because we've just been accepted to do vacation sitting for their pups when their people are out of town
Hmm.
for vacation. I also have two little foster dogs right now sitting at my feet, actually, and we also have a big lab. So we're very much dog people. It's a dog house. So I really liked, I just came from my personal year of cancer treatments. And we had to board the dogs whenever I would be hospitalized or, doing treatments for days on end. So I really like that you offer this just temporary foster placement for people undergoing medical things. So about that specifically, um, we're in Way North County, you're in High Ridge, from what I saw on your website. But if we signed up to be temporary foster parents while someone's undergoing their medical, how does the dog get to us? Do we drive to them? How does that work out? The transfer?
It can go, this is Terry. It works that we could pick up the pup or you could transfer. We are very flexible on that. Our house is actually in Valley Park. The
Oh,
business
so we
address
go to
is in
Valley
High
Park.
Ridge. So
That's
yeah,
still from here to Valley Park. Um, I mean, we could do it. We'd certainly be willing to do it. It's not something we want to do every day, but
No, or
it's still
maybe you meet halfway or something too. That's
okay. So
always an option.
there are options depending on the person's situation.
Oh,
absolutely.
you
Okay.
can ask Terry. She's the most flexible person in the world. If she can make it work, she will find a way to make it work.
I do. I'm very, very creative.
We're also very flexible. I just want to know before we sign on to something. And this is kind of a personal question, but since we're talking about it, um, let's say, for example, we are taking care of someone's dog. They're in rehab for 3 to 6 weeks. Okay. And we've got someone's dog. And all of a sudden, out of the clear blue sky, my cancer returns, which it could. We hope it never does. But let's just say, I mean, we're not going to board the dog, obviously, because that's what we were supposed to be doing. Are we able to call you and say, hey, emergency,
Yes,
Lila's going in the hospital?
yes, because and that's because we have this house.
Okay.
We're more flexible on that. Also, to answer a question that Lee had, we are going to start with a cat house. We need to build it, and then we will start working with people that have cats. Marianne, who's our house manager, is a wonderful cat lover, so she can't wait to get it built.
And Lila, just to tell you too, say you sign up to be a foster, uh, doesn't mean that when we call you, we expect you to foster. It's going to be like, we have this size dog. Are you interested in fostering? Yes or no. If you say no, we go on to the next person. We understand that it has to be the right fit for the right people, and we do that all the time. So if you're not ready to foster at that particular time, or you're not ready to foster that particular type of dog, we understand that completely.
Okay, good. Because yeah, I mean, the dog would have to be dog friendly. I mean, we're just a big happy lab house, really, and
Mm-hmm.
we don't do the growling thing and all of that. We're just not used to it. We've never had dogs that behave that way.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But we do a meet and greet.
okay,
So that's a test. It doesn't
good.
always mean that that's how it's going to turn out. But if we ended up giving you a dog and it didn't work out, we would understand completely and we would take the dog back. You are not going to be forced. I understand some of the shelters kind of make their fosters live with their dogs regardless of whether it's a good fit or not. And I don't feel like we're like that at all. We
Okay.
try and be as nice to the people that are helping us as the dogs that we're helping.
Well, and we want it
Dogs
to
are
be a
always
happy
nicer.
experience for all dogs, so
Hmm.
all right. No, that's okay. Good. Thank you so much. I will talk to Bob when he gets back from Duo Dogs and we'll fill out that volunteer application.
Yeah, go out and check
Thank
out our
you.
website for sure.
I did while you were talking. I did it on my
Oh,
phone.
cool.
I read through the whole thing.
Terry, what were you saying?
Nothing.
Oh,
Nothing.
squirrel.
What you
Squirrel.
all really, what an impressive and fabulous organization you have. And I know Rachel and Lee and I are going to be spreading the word all the time. This is fabulous.
Yeah, please do. I try and go to the Chamber of Commerce and the Valley Park Business Associations and meetings like that or similar to this, simply to get the word out,
Sure,
just to let people know what we do and that we can help.
sure. Oh, it's wonderful. Thank you.
We try to do it sort of in a quiet way. We don't go on TV and, talk about it because we're afraid we'll get too many dogs and we don't want to grow that fast.
If somebody, for example, if somebody's moving in, I know you touched on this a bit, but I didn't retain it. If somebody's moving into like a nursing home and they can't take their dog with them because they're moving permanently, do you consider taking those animals?
Right now, our mission is to give the dog back. It's not as if
Oh,
it
right.
hasn't
Okay.
happened that people
Okay.
went into rehab and they didn't come back. They went into, the skilled care. That has happened. And we've been very blessed to find some private adopters that adopted directly from the owner. As a matter of fact, one we call it Paws on the Ground, just sort of our core team that of volunteers that work together. They wound up and picking the dog up and then adopting the dog. So,
Okay.
we do have our license with the department, or we will finally have our license with the Department of Agriculture to adopt out. So if it does happen and the dog is in our care, that dog will stay. We're not going to turn it into a shelter or anything. It's about keeping the family pet safe.
Nice. Have you ever, I know you're right down the street from Garden View. Have you, they have I used to work there. They have a rehab within the building, rehab to home. Have you
Okay.
ever talked to them?
No, we haven't. Sue, I don't think we have. I know Cape Avalon, we're going to go there this Saturday and speak with them. We're actually hoping that some of those residents will become volunteers for us because it's so close.
Yeah,
And I'm
so
actually talking.
Down at Garden View, the executive director's name is Courtney Neves, Nieves. And maybe if you could talk to her about
Absolutely.
specifically for their rehab area. Because people,
Yeah,
when I work there, people
I'm
come and go.
actually going to Friendship Village in 2 weeks to talk to. They actually formed a
Sue,
group
go ahead.
of people in independent living that have dogs that want me to come and talk about what we do so that they can spread the word. So
Wow,
I'll make a
nice.
note about Courtney and I'll reach out to her.
Okay.
And what was the name of the organization again? Garden Ridge?
It's
Garden View.
Garden View Care Center. It's right at the
Garden
corner of
View.
Big Ben. It's right next to McDonald's, right up the
Oh, I know
street.
where you're talking about. It's a fairly new place.
Well, 20 years maybe.
Oh, it hasn't been
No,
open that long.
you're thinking across the street is Doherty Ferry Assisted Living.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
built when I was working at Garden View, so like 2015 for
Yes.
Doherty
Yes.
Ferry.
Because that's when I was looking for a place for my folks. And I had visited there, but they didn't have all the levels of care, so that's why I didn't go there. But it was a very nice, brand new facility.
Oh, it's beautiful, but it's all assisted and memory care people,
Yeah.
they don't have the rehab. You also might want to check with I just lost the name of it. It's right across the street from Garden View on the other street by the bowling alley.
Cape.
Cape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna meet with them. Kelly, who's the director there, we have a function on the pickleball court on Saturday. We're bringing our kissing booth, and Minnie's gonna do the kissing.
Fun. Another great rehab is Manor Grove in Kirkwood. If
Okay,
you're looking for people going in and out of rehab.
thank you.
That's all the information I have at the moment.
lot, and that's all good.
Okay.
That is
Oh, it
awesome.
always helps.
So if somebody's fostering a dog during this, for someone's rehab, etc., is the food provided by the foster family, or does a bag come
Mhm.
along with the dog, or?
We always ask them to bring their dog's food because we don't want to switch it on them
Okay,
and upset their tummy. So that always seems to work out the best.
okay,
And also, because we're giving the dog back, we get all their vet information and they have to be vaccinated
mhm.
for us. So if something were to happen, we contact their vet. You know, we don't
Oh,
use,
good.
we have our own vet, Casey Davis, who is at Old Webster Animal Hospital, but
Uh-huh.
we work with the owners on with their vet, with their food, with their dog bed, with all their toys, try to make it as comfortable as possible.
Good, good. Thank you. You've thought of
Mhm.
everything.
Well, you would think, but no.
We're still learning.
You're so
Yeah.
I think that's it, Rachel.
Alrighty, well, I just wanted to thank you ladies for coming on. This is such a wonderful experience and such great knowledge for me and Lila we're just both dog people to be honest, so
Well,
yeah.
thank you for inviting us. This was great. A great way to get the word out about us.
this
Thank
little
you.
rescue was our
Oh,
little
Hello.
foster. She's been trying to get on my lap the whole presentation.
oh,
Oh,
she
This
wants
is
to be on TV.
this is Taquito.
hi,
Oh,
Taquito.
I love the name.
oh, so cute. Okay, Rachel, you know how to reach out to us if anybody else has other questions or anything.
Yeah. I will comment your website in the comments, and then if you just want to check the comments and share the video, then that would be great.
Okay, thank you so